Hey, I hope that you've had a great week so far and you have a great rest of your week. Clifton, Queale, eXp Realty. I've been opening the door to your future since 2007. Hit the like button and subscribe. And join me for these important conversations about getting your house ready to sell, getting the best bang for your buck there, and also preparing to buy a home and what all is involved there, and also the local markets and other areas that might interest you. Now, this week in Fredericton or Moncton area, we had a fabulous day where it was so warm I was able to get back out on my bike for the first time this year. Had a taste of spring. It was great. It was wonderful. Today, not so much. Little chilly out there, but that's okay. So I just wanted to take time to introduce myself. So who is Clifton Queale, the real estate agent for Fredericton or Moncton and surrounding areas? Well, I'm going to give you 10 areas about me, what I am like. There's going to be a lot of buts there, and you'll get that in a minute whenever we get into this video. Now, I don't have a ton of awards. I'm going to be quite honest with you there, but I have a ton of experience. I've been selling real estate since 2007. That's why I have no hair left. No, truthfully, I enjoy and love what I do. But again, I don't have a ton of awards, but I do have a ton of experience. I don't dress the fanciest, but I do address your needs. Your needs are primary important to me. And you know what? I want to make sure that you are looked after. Another key factor about Clifton Queale is I do not pressure you, but I do guide you through the entire process. Whether you're selling or buying, I do selling and buyer's consultations so that you are just ready and raring to go whenever it's time to do that. I don't use a lot of real estate lingo, but I do educate and inform so that you understand what the different terms are that we need to use, like deposit, and those sorts of things. What does that mean? Closing date and commission structures, those sorts of things, so that you are educated. I also do not take you for granted, but I see serving you and looking after you as a privilege. It is so important to me, and I am so thankful whenever people list their home with me, and whenever they are going to buy a home with me. It is such a huge responsibility that I do not take lightly. Now, on that side of things, I don't do 24/7, but I do schedule my time. I make sure that I have time for my clients, but I also make sure that I have me time and family time. I've got a beautiful wife, I've got kids and grandkids, and hey, you know what? I do have a life. Now, I don't care who you are, but I do care about what you need. It doesn't matter your background or who you are, where you come from. That does not matter to me whatsoever. To me, you are vitally important. You are a valued person. So again, it doesn't matter what your home level is or other factors. You are important. I treat everybody the same. I don't sweat the small stuff, but I'm very detailed. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. I don't get caught up in the weeds whenever we're looking at contracts or we're talking about different things in a contract. I stick with conditions and money. That's what I focus on whenever I get into the next part. I don't do arguments, but I do strongly negotiate. And that ties into the last one. Whenever we're in an offer situation, if I'm representing the seller, I'm negotiating on your behalf and I'm working with you. If I'm working with the buyer, I negotiate on your behalf and I don't focus on anything else. I don't get into stupid arguments or debating or all those sorts of old school negotiating tactics. To me, an offer is all about conditions and money. Like I stated earlier, conditions and money. To me, it's like baking a cake. The conditions is the icing. If we can agree on the conditions, that's the icing. Money is the cake. Those are the two things that need to be discussed when you're talking about a deal or negotiating. All this other peripheral stuff that people get into is a complete waste of time, and I do not entertain it at all. I don't let others, this is a key fact, run my life, but I do value my life, and as I said, I schedule my life. I have a great life. I enjoy my life, and I value every aspect of my life. My faith, my family, my clients, my friends. I value people tremendously. Everybody's super important to me. So I hope that this gives you a little bit of insight who Clifton Queale is, a little bit of insight of who I am and what I don't and what I do with the but in the middle. You take care. Thank you. Clifton Queale, eXp Realty. God bless. Have a great week coming up. We'll be chatting again. Take care.